Yes. Okay. So today we will start with the solution of simultaneous linear equations uh, using the matrix and determinants. So this is the basically application of matrix and determinants. So we will start with solution. Simultaneous linear equations. Okay, so linear equations, as we already know, we can let's take linear equation as a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1, then a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, and a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. So these are our three linear equations, and we have to find its solution. Okay, so there are three variables here, x, y, and z. So we have to find the value of value of x, y, and z. So how can we find the value of x, y, z using the matrix and determinants that we are going to learn today? So here, what we will do, we are going to create three matrices. The first matrix that we will name as A, and this will contain all the coefficients of x, y, z. So in the first equation, the coefficient of x is a1, the coefficient of y is b1, and the coefficient of z1 is c1. So a1, b1, and c1. Similarly, the second row will be a2, b2, and c2, and third row will be a3, b3, and c3. And then we will create a second matrix that we will name as x. So this matrix, the matrix x, will contains basically all the variables. So here three variables are x, y, and z. So we will put these three variables in column. So why we have taken this a as a coefficient of all a containing all the coefficient, and x as a column matrix having all the variables x, y, z. So if you multiply these two matrices a and x, so you can see, if you multiply a into x, you will get, if you will try to find the ax, so basically you will get this one, ax is equal to a1x plus b1y plus c1z. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so similarly, when we multiply the second row with this column, you will get here a2x plus b2y plus c2z. So that is the reason we have taken the matrix A and X in this way. Okay, so this, and then third, we are going to consider a third matrix that will be equal to B, that we will take as B, and that will contains all the constant terms. Those are D1, D2, and D3. Okay, so this linear equation, the complete linear equation, basically can be written as a matrix A getting multiplied with matrix B, a matrix X, and that is equal to matrix B. So you can see, if you equate AX and B, you will get A1X plus B1Y plus C1Z is equal to D1, A2X plus B2Y plus C2Z is equal to D2, and A3X plus B3Y plus C3Z is equal to D3. Okay, so that those are three equations that we are given here. So that is the reason that we have considered these three matrices in this way. Okay, so if we multiply A into X, we will have B. That will be equal to B. Okay, now we have to find basically the value of X, Y, and Z here. So basically we have to find the all the value of all the elements of this matrix, that will be X. So what we can do here, if we post multiply both sides by A inverse, we will get here A inverse A into X is equal to A inverse B. Right now, A inverse into A, that will be equal to identity matrix, and into X, that will be equal to A inverse B. So identity matrix into X will give us X only. So X is equal to A inverse B. So you can see here we have got the value of X here. Okay, we can find the value of A inverse, find the matrix A inverse, and if you multiply A inverse into B, okay, and then we equate if X is equal to that A inverse B, then we will have the value of X, Y, and Z. So this is the method that we are going to apply to find to solve any given linear equation, system of linear equation, using this matrix method. Okay, so we will see an example first, then we will discuss more about this system of linear equations. So let's see an example first. So if we have three equations like X plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 6, then the 2x minus y plus z is equal to 2, and 3x plus 4y minus 2z is equal to 5. So as we have discussed already, we are going to consider three matrices here. The first matrix, our A, that will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 2 minus 1, 1, 3, 4 minus 2. Then X will be equal to X, Y, Z only, because X, Y, Z are the variables here. Then our B matrix will be equal to, let's write B here. So B matrix will be equal to 6, 2, 5. So we have taken the all three required matrices here. So now as we need to first find the A inverse, then we will find A inverse B, and then we will equate X is equal to A inverse B. So let's find the A inverse first. So A is this matrix is our A. So to find the A inverse, now we have again two methods. One is that row transformation or column transformation, and the second one that using adjoint. Okay, so let's apply the adjoint one. So in this case, we have to find first M11. So if you'll find M11, that will be equal to minus 1 into minus 2. That will be equal to 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4 will give us minus 2. So this is M11. If you find M12, M12 will be 2 into 2. That will give us minus 4, and minus 3. Minus 4 minus 3, that will give us minus 7. Then M13. So M13 will be equal to 4 to the 8, minus minus plus 3. So 8 plus 3, that will be equal to 11. Then M21. So M21 will be equal to 2 to the 4, minus 4, and minus 12. Minus 4 and minus 12, that will be equal to minus 16. Then M22. So M22 is this one. So M22 will be equal to 1 into minus 2, 1 into minus 2 is minus 2 and minus 9. Minus 2 and minus 9, that will equal to minus 11. Then M23. So M23 will equal to 4 minus 6. 4 minus 6 will give us minus 2. Then M31. So M31 will be equal to 2 and plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then M32. So M32 will be equal to 2 plus 3. M32 will be equal to 1 minus 6, that is minus 5. And M33 will be equal to minus 1 minus 4, that will equal to minus 5. So these are all minors. Okay, so cofactors will be here. C11 will be equal to say minus 2, C12 will become 7, C13 will become minus 11, C21 will be 16, C22 will be minus 11 only, and C23 will be plus 2. Okay, 1 3 okay, just a minute. 1 3 will be plus 11 only. Yes. Then C31 will be plus 5 only. Then C32 will be minus plus 5. Then C33 will become minus 5 only. So these are our cofactors. Now we have to create a matrix of cofactors. So matrix of cofactors, let's name it as A, C. That will be equal to minus 2, 7, 11, 16, minus 11, 2, 5, 5, minus 5. So these are our matrix of cofactors. So adjoint of A will be equal to minus 2, 7, 11, 16, minus 11, 2, 5, 5, and minus 5. So this is adjoint of A. So now we have adjoint of A. Now to find the inverse, we need to divide the adjoint of A by determinant of A. So let's find the determinant of A here. So determinant of A will be equal to 1 into this minus 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4 will be equal to minus 2. So this is minus 2 only. Then minus 2 into M12. M12 is minus 7. So this will be minus 7. And then 3 plus 3 into 11. So this will be equal to minus 2 plus 14 plus 33. So this will give us 33. So 31 and 31 plus for 35 and 45. So this is equal to 45. Okay. So now we have determinant of A. Now just divide that, divide the adjoint of A by that. So we will have, so 1 by 45 into minus 2, 7, 11, 16 minus 11, 2, and 5, 5, 5 minus 5. So this is our A inverse. Now in next step, we have to multiply A inverse by B. Okay. So you can just multiply it. I think we don't need to we can keep 1 by 45 outside only and just multiply these two first. and this will get multiplied by b, and b is here 6 to 5. Okay, so if we multiply it, we will have 6 to the minus 12 plus 32 plus 10. Then 6 7 ja 42 minus 22 plus 25, and 66 plus 4 minus 25. Okay, so you just have to add or subtract here, and this will be equal to 20 and plus 10 30. This will be equal to 20 and 25, that will be equal to 45, and this will give us uh, 60 and 70 minus 25. So 70 minus 25 is again, I think, 45. So 30, 45 and 45. So this will be equal to 30 by 45. 30 by 45 is 15 to the 32 by 3, and this is 1 and 1. So this is our A inverse B. So now in the next step, we just have to equate X is equal to A inverse B, and we have already calculated the A inverse B, and X is our X, Y, Z, and A inverse V that we have got here is 2 by 3, 1 and 1. So just equate it, and you can see we have X is equal to 2 by 3, Y is equal to 1, and Z equal to 1. So this is our solution. Okay, so this will be the method to solving a simultaneous linear equations. Okay, so this type of questions come, this question come actually in your 6 marks. Okay, so it takes some time, but it contains 6 marks in exams. Okay, so this will be the complete method here. Okay, now we will see few more things about system of linear equations. Most of these things you have already studied in lower classes, but still let's see like consistent and inconsistent equations. What are consistent equations? What are inconsistent equations? What are homogeneous equations? So we will see these terms now. So first is consistent equation. So consistent equations are basically those system of equations, okay, which have solution. Okay, if we are able to find the solution, then we called it, if system of equations have solution. Okay, inconsistent is just opposite, where we will not be able to find any solution. So in this case, we will not be able to find any solution. Okay, so these are the consistent and inconsistent equations. These terms are frequently used, like you will have to given a system of linear equation, and you will they will ask that, so that the system of linear equations are consistent equation, and then find their solution. So this kind of questions come. So there you must know that what is the consistent equation and inconsistent equation. Then we will see that how can we show that a linear system of linear equation is consistent or not inconsistent. So that we will see now, but the first we need to know this. And there is a one more term that is called homogeneous equation. Homogeneous system of equations. So these are basically system of equation having the constant part 0. Okay, so in terms of matrix, I will write like this: Ax equal to 0. It means in this case, we will have the matrix B is equal to a null matrix. Okay, so this kind of equations, system of equations, will called homogeneous equations. So these are the three terms. Now, in based on these three terms, we are going to uh, see some properties here. So I'm just explaining all this in the chart form. So this is a system of equation. Now, in a system of equation, if we called in a term of matrix or determinant, then we have two possibilities. Okay, either the our matrix A, determinant of matrix A, will be equal to 0, or it will not be equal to 0. Okay, the A is referred to the coefficient, the matrix of coefficient. Okay, so we have two possibilities: either the determinant of A will be equal to 0, or it will not be equal to 0. Okay, if it equal to 0, then we have again two possibilities. If it is equal to 0, then again we will go to adjoint of A. Then we will find adjoint of A into B. And if it is again equal to 0, adjoint of A into B is equal to 0, then it means it has infinite number of solutions. And as you can find the number of, we can find number of solutions, but they have solution. So infinite number of solution they have, so it is consistent. Now, in the second case, when adjoint of A into B is not equal to 0, it means we can't find any solution. So these are inconsistent. Okay, now in the second case, when determinant of A is not equal to 0, okay, here, and adjoint of A into B is also not equal to 0, this will give us unique solution. Okay, so this will give us unique solution, or this will be also consistent. Okay, so in this way you will be able to decide that a given system of equation is consistent or not consistent. Okay, now in the second case, if the given system of equation is homogeneous, in case of homogeneous equations, so in case of homogeneous equations, again we will have two possibilities: either determinant of A is equal to 0, or it is not equal to 0. Okay, if it is not equal to 0, it means it has unique solution. And if determinant of A is equal to 0, it means it has infinite number of solutions. So a homogeneous equation, you can see a homogeneous equation is always consistent. It can't be inconsistent. So it is always consistent. So determinant of A equal to 0 or not equal to 0 will tell us that it will have a unique solution or it will have infinite number of solution. Okay, any doubt? So this, I think this is the all concept here. Just let me see your NCERT book. Okay, so this is the all. So we just have now this last exercise, then miscellaneous after this. So this last exercise is all the question based on this only. Okay, so first one says that examine the consistency of the equations. So to examine the consistency, we just have to follow the same chart that I have created right now. And in this, we don't need to find the solution actually. We just have to change the consistency in the this first part. And then second first, so just solve the system of linear equation using matrix method. So we just have to solve this. So if you have to solve this, then you must find determinant of A. Okay. After crediting all matrices, you just have to find first try to find the determinant of A. If determinant of A is getting equal to 0, then you need to check the consistency. Okay, you need to check the inconsistency or consistency first before going ahead. So all of you please try this one, question number 16. Okay, done. So this is that was all that in this exercise basically. So there are some variety of question in miscellaneous. If A is this and A inverse, find A inverse. So one is this type of question. This you can see the question number 15, but you can see the matrix A is basically the contains all the coefficient of x, y, z only. Okay, so it just have the given the A here. In miscellaneous, there might be some question. Let me see. Yeah, this type of question. So it says that the example 33 you can see. It says that use the product this to solve the system of equation this. So if you see here, there are two matrices, the first matrix and the second matrix. If you see the first matrix contains all the coefficients here. Okay, like 1 minus 1 and 2, 1 minus 1 and 2, then 0, as there is no x here. So 0, 2 and minus 3, and 3 minus 2 and 4. Okay, so this is our basically A. So the first the first matrix here is our A here, but B is any matrix that is not related to our concept. Okay, so but we have to find the first product here. So what we will do here, we will first find the product, as it says that use the product. So we will find the product first. After finding the product, we will get a different matrix here, like you can see here. We are getting here on identity matrix. Okay, now we have this identity matrix. Okay, and we have A into B is equal to this I, right? A was a matrix, B was any given matrix that is not related to our concept. So let me explain here. So basically there are A matrix that is required. There is another matrix that contains let's consider that matrix as C is equal to I. So we are getting A into C is equal to I. So now what we will do here, in this type of question, what we will do here, so we need to find A inverse. We need to find here A inverse. So now you can see if two matrices are getting multiplied and giving us I, okay, it means this matrix C must be the inverse of A. Okay, so we, or you can show this like just multiply both sides by A inverse. So this will become I now. So C is equal to A inverse. So we are getting that A inverse. So the given matrix C is nothing else but our A inverse. So we don't need to find A inverse now. We already have A inverse here. Okay, so we just need to find B matrix that that we can find from the given equations, and we just need to find this product A inverse into B, and then equate. You can find the values of X, Y, Z. So this is the another type of question. Okay, so you can see directly it has considered that this is our inverse matrix basically. Okay, so this is our given matrix, so it consider it as a inverse matrix. So now we just have to multiply it A inverse into B. Okay, so that will give us X, Y, value of X, Y, and Z. And then one is this type of question. This type of questions are very important. Okay, so 1 by X, 1 by Y, 1 by Z. So in this type of question, you just have to consider 1 by X is one variable, and 1 by Y is your other variable, and 1 by Z is your third variable. So you don't need X as a numerator. So you can see in all equation 1 by X is your one variable. So just find the value of 1 by X, 1 by Y, and 1 by Z. Okay, you can consider 1 by X is equal to T, 1 by Y is equal to some U and V. Okay, so the equation will become now 2T, 3U, and 10V. So now T, U, V is your variable. So just find the values of those variables and just reciprocal them, and that will give you the value of X, Y, and Z. Okay, so these are the 2-3 variety of questions here that usually comes in exam. So this is important. This comes very randomly. Okay, these questions have also come sometimes. So you should know this, how you can use this. This is actually easy here. We don't need to find even A inverse here. Okay, that will take some very time actually. So you will save a lot of time here. Okay, so this is all for today. I think we will discuss the miscellaneous part in next class. All of you, please try the cover this miscellaneous part yourself. We will discuss some of the questions, but please try yourself too. And anyone having any doubt? Gauri, Aditya. Okay, anyone having doubt can ask right now.
No, sir, no doubts.
No. Okay, then I'm just ending the class now. Okay. So please try to complete this miscellaneous also. Please try to attempt a few questions at least so we can discuss it in the next class.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.